I think that there are things where you hear they're able to take price. Sarah, with her interview with PepsiCo, able to take price. Levi Strauss, able to take price, and again, for people who are not in these different professions, what it does mean is that you can raise your price and the consumer is not going to object. And a lot of that, David, is the consumer's flush. And the consumer's so flush that we hear from Marty Busey that perhaps, you know what, he's the CEO of Paychex.
Yep, comes on Mad Money.
They do. People don't even, I'm not saying people don't have to work, but people are feeling pretty good. It's interesting because usually the approval ratings of the president, which have not exactly been as strong as some would have thought, usually coincide with a decline, kind of the May-led Jimmy Carter period. But no.
Well, people may be feeling good, but you just saw the commodities that you're paying a lot more for or the final product that uses those commodities. So they may be feeling good, but they're also paying more for things.
But people have more money.
And they need it.
But, when you look at, you go over what's going up in a house, again, I come back to the idea that this is, that Powell's going to be proven right on some of these things.
You do? Look at the moves in these commodities, Jim. This is not, and by the way, you and I were having this conversation 9 months ago.
Why aren't you saying,
except
David,
lumber. Right. There's lumber.
We always got lumber.
Yeah, David, that was called a blow-off top.
Yeah, that was. But that was a while ago
But
now.
once you have a blow-off top, there's no coming back.
Right.
How do you know the cotton's not going to have a blow-off top?
I don't have any idea.
Right, or aluminum.
I don't think
energy
is having a blow-off top.
I could put up an aluminum factory in like 6 months.
Really?
Yes. Energy won't have a blow-off top until somebody blinks in our country. Someone will blink. Come on. They're always going to blink.
Your point about the market being able to sustain some of those is interesting because yesterday J.P. Morgan says stocks can survive with oil at 130 and a 10-year at 2.5. Not that they think we're going to get there, but Kalanovic's view was provocative yesterday afternoon.
That's 112.
130 and 2.5?
How about the fact that I could take the view that Goldman the other day came out with perhaps 100 and then immediately oil then collapsed. I could take that view.
You could, but there's a lot of things built in here that would indicate.
That was kind of a...
Oh, you were kind of giving them just
kind
shade.
Of a shtick.
That was shade. That's
right. Now, if it were Zuckerberg, you would say, I would go there. Yes, definitely, Jim.
You were in the same way you talk about that Apple analyst from Bernstein.
He's incredibly nice.
Yeah.
All right, Jim, but does that mean you are no longer cautious on the front half of October, or at least to October 26th?
I do think that we get, remember, seasonally the best days of the year, if you look at down 23 years, for 23 years, is the last 10 days of this month, a couple of days of November. So I think that we're trying to figure it out. I think that the comeback yesterday was really extraordinary because it came back on headlines of SPR and headlines of maybe a deal in Washington. But the reality is this market wants to go higher. Now, does it want to go higher like the futures this morning? I mean, I got up early. And, David, I wanted to communicate with you when I got up early, but I know that you were sleeping.
No, that is correct. Trying to sleep.
And it was very clear that the futures were up big. And I said, oh, come on, nothing happened overnight. So, let's stop this. Let's stop having the 7 people who trade futures control our dialogue.
Okay.
And instead, let's focus on the companies. Let's focus on Costco. We are talking about a month that Costco had, Costco being representative, David, of a place that you go, you become a club member.
Correct.
You get a thing, which then gives you a club. I'm trying to explain them. And then you get all sorts of buys when you go there.
Look at that stuff.
They have things that are, they offer value.
Put up a 10-year. Put up a 10-year stop, please.
Well, they also gave you special dividend. I don't know if that has a special dividend.
I mean, I will say you've been positive on Costco all the way through.
Yes.
Look at that.
Well, I'm positive because I shop there. And see, Dave, when you shop, now you know that there are some months where they sell so much $100,000 jewelry.
Yeah.
$100,000 jewelry. This is not Zale. Every kiss does not begin at Costco. But at the same time, they sell an awful lot of expensive goods. They also sell
they do.
That's why they put it at the front of the store.
Exactly.
Right?
And don't forget, they sell a lot of travel packages. But they sell a lot of hearing aids, too. And remember, baby boomers, they need them. And they're back. They weren't able to sell hearing aids during the height of COVID. Samples are slowly coming back. David, what you do is you starve yourself.
Mm-hmm. Then
Maybe
you go to Costco.
Fast, and then you go to Costco. And you beat them. I used to, but then the CFO, Rich Galanti, who's one of the greatest guys ever, I said, I used to go to Costco. I used to beat the heck out of you guys. he said, well, how much did you then spend? So like, well, I don't know, like $1,000. Maybe we beat you.
A $100,000 ring, but I beat you.
I've not done that.
Okay.
I did take my wife there, and she said, is this Bulgari? I said, no, Bulgari is about $600,000.
You can get a good
Never
deal
priced
at
out the
Costco.
Bulgari?
Probably the same.
I saw it Bulgari. I said,
basic.
it was $60,000. I went in. I said, geez, how much is that Bulgari? And she said, do you really, you have to ask? And I knew I was way over my